Hey, Dan, how you doing? Uh, I'm all right. Still kicking, so that's the main thing. How you perking? All right, appreciate it. I'll pick me something to eat here in a little bit. What have you got lined up for today? Burrito salad. That don't even sound good. For some reason, usually I like that kind of stuff. I like Mexican food, or most of it. One Mexican food I don't particularly care for, and people are crazy about is fajitas. I don't know. They'll give me indigestion. Woo. Hey, Miss Janice, how you doing? But them fajitas kill me, kill my stomach. What you up to, Miss Janice? Yeah, I know. I know what it is. I'm just talking about that one Mexican food that I don't care for is the fajitas. Have y'all got many of them over there in your country, Janice? Many Mexican food places, or has that got down there yet? Well, you going to bed, you trying to get some sleep. Hmm. Well, you don't ever get in there, do you? Okay. Did you say your daughter had COVID, Diane, or granddaughter? Okay. This Mexican place I go eat here, granddaughter. Okay. I go eat here. The only trouble is they got a plate of order 3 enchiladas, and I'll tell them just make it two, and rice and beans. Then I'll order corn tortillas. They, but it's about twice and 3 times as much food as yours be eating. I need to eat half of it and bring the rest of it home. That's something that's really funny. If you go here in Texas, you got the Tex-Mex, and that's pretty spiced up. And you go to New Mexico, and the Mexican food I got there completely different, a lot greasier. Oh, okay. But and then you go to Arizona, and it's a whole different kind of Mexican food. Just location makes a lot of difference on how it tastes. Cutting your trees back for the winter time. I figure New Mexico and Texas would be a whole lot like. And you get down into old Mexico, and the food down there just shocked me. It's just a bland. There's no spices, and they got spices on the table you can add, but the food bland. Mm. Yeah, you're supposed to cut them trees when they up in the wintertime, aren't you? I tell you what, you get down to Mexico, though, there's one thing they do. Mm. In Mexico, they'll bring 3 or 4 little bowls of sauce out. One of them will be red, and one of them will be pink, and one of them will be green, and one of them will be clear. You don't want no part of that clear now. I promise you. That clear is tough stuff. Hello, Beyond Comfort. How you doing this morning? Hey, Gracie, I didn't see you sneak in. As normal, we're talking about food in here. You ain't lying. I went down there with, oh, yeah, as good as can be expected, I reckon. They, well, Gracie, is Johnny fixing to start on your van here pretty quick? We're talking about Mexican food, the difference in Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. Well, Colorado's different too. And then down in Old Mexico, how the food is down there. In Old Mexico, it's just real bland. Also, what I started to tell you, Diane, there was a bunch of us, Fredericktown. It's nice here. It, it's 84 right now. It's been a nice weather week. Oh, okay. Now, you still got some running around to do then, huh? Well, I don't know. End of this month ain't very far. You know, that's funny. She's a nurse, and but she really enjoys that building. And she, hope she don't get burned out on it. Like nachos. Yeah. I haven't had any nachos in a long time. Y'all in Comfort, what part of the country are you from? Or have I asked you that before? Hello, Nate. Yeah, Nate's gonna go down in Mexico on his honeymoon. He'll get him some good Mexican food down there. Midwest. That's right. Okay. I thought I'd asked you that before. Well, we got a pretty good spread in here this morning. Nate from Canada and Diane from Indiana. And I don't know where Gracie's from originally. And Janice is from Australia. What are you up to this morning, Nate? Hey, James. Melissa, Texas. Now, is that just north of Dallas, James? Yeah, it's a little over 100 miles, 120 miles, something like that. Not real far. Just got to go around DFW. That's the only thing from here. That's where your daughter is moving, isn't it? There we go. We got you figured out now, Grayson. Yeah. Well, they just moved down there, didn't they? I tell you what, if you want to camp out on some campgrounds that got good lake, yeah, it you're close to a lot of it. No, I'm south of Dallas. They, how's she liking it? But you got a lot of good lakes and places to camp around, pretty close to where she's at up there. Yeah, DFW is yeah. She moved down here in the hottest part of the summer, and it was a hot summer too, a lot more than normal. She'll get some nice weather now. She'll be a normally they're a little bit cooler up there than I am here in Waco. No, I'm on 35. Uh, and 20, 20 runs east and west, and 35 really runs south and north. But it goes right through Dallas too. I usually, if I'm coming down this way, I'll go around to Fort Worth. That's traffic not quite as bad. Only bad thing about Dallas traffic or DFW, and the I live just right outside Waco, James. Dallas Fort Worth traffic still runs 80 miles an hour. Oh, that is pretty cool. Well, it's got down in the 60s a couple nights here, but that's just getting good camping weather. I think fall is my favorite time of year. Okay, yeah. If you want to do it on an email, you can go in and they got that email listed under business, but I got to give you my email address if you don't want to put it in line here. Well, what's about as cold as it gets there, Janet? Well, James, you might be like Amy. Amy wasn't from Texas. She moved in here. Yeah. No, I'm talking about where you're at, Janice. You can have all that white stuff, James. Oof. But Amy moved down here. She said, I ain't never moving out of Texas. Yeah. I got some buddies up there right now bow hunting deer and elk, and they said our elevation they've had snow for several days. Arizona, still pretty warm out there, isn't it? What's wrong with your nephew, Diane? Well, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Well, I'm gonna make it out to Arizona. I want to go by Steve, spend a little time up there in that national forest or whatever it is, and I want to go on Quartzsite. There's some things around there I want to see. Okay. How come was he upset, Diane? Because they got snow? Yeah, depending where you at in Colorado. Now, southern Colorado, about like New Mexico, it gets a little bit. But, oh, in places that snow gets bad up there, James. I used to hunt up there all the time. We got up there one day, it was 70 degrees and about 40 at night. We got up there and hunted a couple of days. We got up the next morning, and we had to put a snow on the ground. Still snowing. I don't blame him for that. And again, like I say, it depends on where he's at. You'd hibernate, huh? We used to, when things were normal, we'd get a snow or just enough to cover the ground about every 5 years. And but the last couple of years, we've had some pretty good ice storms, not snow particularly. This last year wasn't too bad. Year before last, we got that bad storm. I think it's pretty when it's falling, but once it hits the ground, I'm through with it. That 3 years I spent up in Elkhart was plenty for me. Oh yeah, and that's what we normally get in Texas, ice. Yeah, in the Midwest you get that. They got what they call black ice here in Texas. It freeze and ice over, and then it get warm enough in the daytime to melt just the very top of it, and then freeze again. Lord, you talk about slick. I've had my Jeep parked on the road, helping somebody get out of a bar ditch, and it'd be idling, and it just slid off the road, just sitting right that little vibration from idling. Yeah, that black ice is something else. There's a funny story when I was pulling those RVs. We had a kid from North Dakota, and he was sort of a hot shot, young kid, and he was always giving me a hard time. Said, "Oh, you Texans don't know how to drive on the damn snow." Well, I'll drive 70 miles an hour on snow, but he had to deliver a trailer down on the other side of Houston, and he started coming back out of here, and they got one of them black ice storms down there. And he called me, and his grandmother had got sick and was fixing to pass away, and he was needing to get back to North Dakota. He called me and asked me if I had any advice. I said, "Yeah, park the truck and wait till it melts." He said, "I can't." "Okay." I said, "Put your two of your tires off into the grass on the edge of the highway. Keep two on the highway and two on the grass. And about 10, 15 miles an hour, and you can make it, but it's slow. And come to a bridge, just make sure there ain't no traffic coming because that's where you get hit." I talked to him later. He said, "It took me 4.5 hours to go 50 miles." He never did tease me about driving on ice after that. When I was delivering them trailers, we got a bad storm come in one day, and we were just pulling about 25 miles from the manufacturer to the yard. And I pulled a trailer in and started back to get another one. And man, it went to sleep, and the road just went to solid ice. And in about 4 or 5 miles, I saw 6 different wrecks where they was off in the ditch. And so I called in and told them, I'm through. I'm fixing parking. Well, some of them guys on that deal, they started giving me a hard time. By the time I drove back to the yard, all 12 of them had quit. I said, "Nope, I wasn't going to wreck my truck." When I was in good shape and weighed like 180, 190, man, cold weather tore me up. Since I done got fat in the middle, cold weather don't bother me quite as bad. And some people crazy about that snow. They get a kick out of snowmobiles and skiing and snowboards and inner tubes. No, that's about the way I am. This trip that I'm trying to plan up, it's going to be different. It just used to, I was bad about setting up and driving 1,000 miles in a day. I think I'm on wherever I'm at. If I like it, I may stay 2 or 3 days. Yeah, well, it makes a difference. I had a buddy of mine, and he was up pretty close to 300, and loved cold weather. Well, he found out he was a diabetic, so he had to lose a bunch of weight. He lost down to about, I don't know, 190 or something like that. Now he freezes to death in the wintertime. I laugh at him. Hello, girl. What's the matter, girl? Yeah, I had all I want in Florida. I've been down there a bunch of times. And I'm not a big beach person either, so I'm going to try to go to out there right after the first year. I want to stop at Big Bend for a week. I'm doing good. What are you hollering help about, Carol? Yep, that's right. Well, I like hot weather better than I do really cold. Oh, okay. All right. You had me worried there for a minute, girl. You be good, Gracie. Have a good day. I wonder how Gracie gonna like going from I think it was a class B or C, maybe it was a C that she had down to that van. That's gonna be a pretty good downside. But she runs a lot of miles too. Seems like. You know, I've been lucky enough to travel a lot, but about the only places that I don't want to go back to, New Zealand and Australia. I don't care anything about Europe at all anymore. I like that wild country. Ooh, bad. I've been through Canada several times, and I don't care for it. There you go. Well, people either don't like Germany or they really fall in love with it. Seems like New Zealand. I used to have some friends that lived down there. Sort of lost track of them, and then I had a old buddy of mine that went to high school with me. He was an exchange student from Australia, and but I haven't talked to him in several years now. I've been all over Canada. Ireland I haven't been to, but I don't have any great desire to go there. Whoa, that's a long haul. When I quit pulling them RVs, well, I was out. I think I was in Washington, and damn diesel had gone to $6 a gallon. I called my dispatcher. I said, "When they gonna put that fuel surcharge on there? I'm paying $6 a gallon for diesel." And he was sort of a smart ass. "Hello, Cookie." And he said, "I'll let you know when that surcharge comes in. You don't have to call me." I said, "Okay." I said, "Tell you what, you just delete me right now. I'm through." And I hung up. Well, I took the signs off my truck and I pointed it toward Texas. And he kept calling me back, calling me back. I would never answer him. The next day, about dinner time, I finally answered the phone. He said, "Man, I got you a sweet load coming out of there. Paid good money going back." I said, "Man, I told you, delete me." He said, "Nah." I said, you go ahead and take this load." I said, "You're closer than I am." I said, "I'm in Texas." "How in the hell did you get from Washington to Texas in 24 hours?" I told him, I said, "Ain't none of your business. I don't drive for you anymore." Cookie, how you doing today? Y'all keep it going there for a minute. I got to get something to drink. Boy, down here, if you own any property at all, you're getting offers all the time. We got so many people moving there and here from California. It's unreal. They gonna start you back on the poisoning cookie? Mm, that's about par for course. Mm, okay. Boy, since that Obamacare took over, it it sure has messed his medical stuff up here. Mm. All we can do is just get up and put one foot in front of the other. Yeah, that's right. We were a lot better off before they come in. I've been having to fool with them doctors and hospitals a lot in the last few days, and oh, you get tired of it. I finally got me one doctor that will sit down and talk to you. You can ask a question and he'll give you an answer. But old doctors will get more frequent the older you get. If you get a good one, you need to hang on to them, that's for sure. All right, Carol. Appreciate you coming in, gal. Yeah. Get off here in a few minutes and we'll make a raid over to Roy and Becky. It makes a difference. Hey, good morning, Ariel. How you doing? 'Yep, from over here it does, Janice. 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it, Cookie? I beat you to it. That's bad about old Jimmy Buffett, wasn't it? I liked him. He's a cool head. Wasted away in Margaritaville, searching for my last jigger soul. Hell, it might as well be my fault. Everybody else blames me, Janice. I haven't drank a good margarita in a long time. Yep, that's right. Always. I figure everybody's blaming me. They giving somebody else a rest. Yeah, it's sort of I think sort of originated in Mexico, but tequila and triple sec and lamb and lime and salt rim glass. Ooh, pretty good. You're drinking things until your lips get chapped from all that salt. Mm. Boy, that's one of my downfalls. Love salt. Well, I'm not really supposed to have grapefruit juice, and I'm not really supposed to drink that stuff anymore. Some about grapefruit juice, you're not supposed to take it with a lot of medicines. For some reason, it sort of kills the medicine. I don't use any salt to cook with, Janice. But if I want salt, I add it after. Yeah, good old plain hamburger patty. Mm, yeah, you're the same way. I'm sure you can. But big old slice of tomato and a little bit of lettuce and some cheese on it. But I gotta have some salt on that tomato. Yeah. Mm, yeah, there's a hammer in them thing. That's weird on them slugs, isn't it, Janet? You put a little bit of salt on a slug and you just melt. My wife was still moving around, but she was still pretty sick. She about ruined me on the salt. I don't think she could taste it anymore. Huh. They, but she would salt one meal she picked wouldn't be any salt in it. The next would be so salty you couldn't eat it. I finally told her just quit cooking with salt. And that is getting pretty bad when the snails eat your mail. Boo. That's what I was thinking. I love good sweet corn. That's weird. I never heard of that one before. We had an explosion of snails here about 4 or 5 years ago, but they had a shell on them, and they were everywhere. Diane, you want to put Roy and Becky's uh, address back up in here for me, please, ma'am? Well, I'll go raid Roy and Becky if y'all ain't got nothing else to do. I still can't believe people eat them things. All right, y'all, I'll go raid Roy and Becky. I appreciate y'all coming in, and y'all have a good day.